If you have yoga in your practice, postures aren't too crazy. This class is going to reinvigorate the body. So it's going to really make you a lot more lively. It's an amazing practice to move things if you are overreactive to the things outside of yourself, or you've kind of lost a little bit on how you need to move and direct yourself, or if you're even feeling a little bit sluggish. It's a quick practice that'll get things moving and help you come back into strengthening the power of your core, but also into moving outwardly with more intention and precision. So it's going to help work how we come into our center and how we take that power from our center and really execute in the external world in a little bit more fun yogic way. All right, so let's get started. I have 2 blocks here. You can use them, but you don't need them. So yogi's choice. All right, well, we'll come into a tabletop position. Come onto all 4s. First set. Now I'm going to face you so you can see this. You're going to lift up, but you're going to do it on your right side. You're going to lift your arm up and extend your leg out. Take your arm up and overhead. Hug the knee into your chest. Straighten your leg and then kick it back. The back toes are curled under. And we're going to do this 6 times. So hug the knee into the chest, straighten the leg, and then kick it back. 4 more. Hug the knee in, straighten, and kick. Just warming up the hip joint. Knee in, straighten, kick, knee in, straighten, kick. Now release those tippy toes down to the back of the mat. You're going to create a nice arc. Get into the side body. Press down into that top hand and reach through the toes. You can gaze up and spiral your heart open. So it's almost like a quasi-wild thing. Now you'll repeat on the opposite side, left side. I'm going to go ahead and just stay in this position so I'm facing you. So left side, you'll start onto your tabletop. Rotate open, arm up and overhead. Okay, hug your knee into your chest, straighten that left leg, and sweep it back. Here for 6, 5 more. In, straighten, and back. Navel is engaged to the spine. Last 3. Front hand is strong. Last 2. Last 1. Knee in, straighten, and back. Drop those tippy toes down, reach up and overhead, bow through the ribs. Spiral your heart open. And exhale to unwind, return into a tabletop position. Cat-cow, pull your chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, navel to the spine, round through the upper back. Tailbone touches the nose. Again, inhale, pull your heart forward, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Navel to the spine. 1 cow here. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. 3 full breaths. Claw through the mat. Rotate your fingers open so the index fingers make number 11. Push your heart away from the top of the mat and then melt your heels. 1 more breath. Nice, yogis. Step your right foot forward, come into a lunge position. You're going to bend that back knee and then straighten your front foot. So this is like a hovered half splits. Hovered Ardha Hanumanasana. And just hold here. Pull your chest forward, flex the toes back. Now this is where the blocks come in handy if you would like to use them. You'll just support your foot. Now we'll add movement. As you inhale, come forward, straighten the back leg. Exhale, shift back, bend the back knee, straighten the front leg. 3 more, just like that. Inhale, come forward, just helping the hamstring release. Last 2, come forward, bend the front knee, back leg is straight. Bend the back knee, front leg straightens. Last 1. Nice, yogis. You're going to come forward into a lunge position. Pivot, wide leg forward, fold. Two breaths. Press into the outer edges of your feet. Spiral your inner thighs back behind you. Feet are pressing down through the 4 corners. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your right hand underneath your face. Take your left arm to the sky. Keep the hips level. Rotate the left chest upward. Keep pressing the hips back. Your next exhalation, unwind. Come forward, top of the mat, lunge. Inhale, step forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Exhale, melt the heart, let the head hang heavy. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, hands to the shins, heart lift, collarbones wide, back of the neck is long. One more full breath here. Follow the exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep your arms open wide, rise tall, mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samastitihi. And we're gonna take a variation of cactus. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, take your arms out to a cactus, but drop the elbows into this more obtuse position. So the elbows are gonna come closer to your ribs. And we're gonna press down, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then lift up 4 times. Working and opening the chest. Last one. So you're gonna straighten your arms-ish and come back into squeeze. Inhale, take your arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down. Step your right leg back, come into a lunge position. This is a different type of runner's lunge. So we want our foot really high up. What I want you to focus on is keeping the lift. So you're gonna melt the back tailbone down and then lift your chest. You can push your front left knee forward, use the block to stay lifted, and keep melting the back hip down. So again, so integral for the heart to stay lifted, chin to stay lifted, and then just let that tailbone drip towards the mat. Release the jaw. Nice, yogis. Release the block. Inhale, lift your back leg up. Step it back, high plank, hold, squeeze the forearms together, gaze to the top of the mat. Exhale, slow to lower. Inhale, one cobra, Bhujangasana. Lift your heart up, broaden across the chest, toenails are pressing down on the mat. Exhale to lower. Inhale, push up, high plank or tabletop. Exhale to downward facing dog. 2 breaths in down dog. Bring your big toes to touch at the back of the mat. Squeeze the forearms together, relax the underside of the arms down. Inhale, take your left leg high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step it through, lunge. Drop the back foot, extended side angle. Make your adjustments. Inhale. Take your right arm up and overhead, left elbow to left knee, or you can take a variation and put your hand towards reaching down towards the mat so both arms are straight. Few breaths here. Rotate your heart open. One more breath, yogis, you got it. Your next exhale, you're gonna lower down, stay with me. You're gonna bend your back leg, sweep it behind you, and then sit on your heel. Take your front left leg and straighten-ish. So your stance is fairly open. And then you can lower as much as you need to. You can lift and lower as well. Here for a few breaths. And then inhale, lift up. You get into that inner thigh. Come back into a lunge position. Inhale, take your left arm up to the sky, lunge twist. Rotate the right underside of ribs towards that front inner thigh. So your right ribs rotate to the left inner thigh, left fingertips reach up to the sky, and then open the heart by leaning them back. Your next exhale, release the hand to the mat. Step it back, high plank, hold. Inhale, side plank, right side. Rotate over to the right. Take your left arm up to the sky. You can stack your feet or keep them, your left foot in front of the right. Your next exhale, lower down, plank. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, moving through, lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, release. Inhale, push up, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Squeeze the palms together. Squeeze the forearms together. Then rotate your arms down away from your face. Nice, yogis. Inhale, step your left leg forward, top of the mat. Bend your back knee, pull your chest forward, moving through Ardha Hanumanasana. Again, this hovered half splits. Flex your toes, pull them towards your face, and then make sure that back knee is directly underneath that back hip, so you may need to adjust your stance. You're gonna pull your tailbone back, so you're gonna create opposing actions. Chest forward, hips back. Front leg straight. Okay, let's add movement. Inhale, come forward, bend the knee, straighten the back leg. Exhale, pivot back, bend the back knee, straighten the front leg. 3 more. 2 more. Keep that foot flexed as you straighten your front leg. Last one. Nice yogis. Inhale, come forward into a lunge. Pivot, wide leg forward fold. Exhale. Rotate the inner thighs, the inseams back. Anchor into the outer edges of the feet. Push the hips back a little bit. Plant your left hand underneath your face, lift up halfway. Inhale, take your right arm up to the sky. Level the hips. So the left hip might want to dip down. Go ahead and lift the left hip up and then spiral the right chest towards the sky. Your next exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, come forward, lunge to the top of the mat. Step it forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Shoulders back, jaw relaxed. Exhale to fold. Inhale, take your arms open wide, rise tall, palms to touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, this variation of cactus pose. Inhale, take your arms up. And as you exhale, draw the elbows towards the ribs. Now notice if you're bowing your ribs out, I want you to tuck your low ribs in, press through the heel, engage the core, and then we're gonna straighten our arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together, bend the elbows. Again, notice if the low ribs jut out. Straighten-ish, squeeze. 2 more. Chin lifted, last one. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Nice yogis. And step your left leg back, low lunge on the right side. Lifted variation. Keep your heart lifted. You can press. I want you to focus on dripping that tailbone down. Okay, inhale, lift up. Step it back, high plank, hold. Your next exhale, slowly lower. Cobra pose as you inhale, lift up. Exhale to lower. Inhale, push up, tabletop high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 catch breaths. Melt the heels, press the inner thighs back, and then lift the tip of your tailbone. Keep the collarbones wide. Big toes to touch. Inhale, take your right leg high to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step it through, top of the mat lunge. Prepare for extended side angle. Drop the back heel down, foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Inhale, take your left arm up to the sky, right elbow to right knee. Now we're here for a few breaths. So find the power in your legs, squeeze your front heel to your back foot, and then you're gonna feel this engagement from mula, from the root. Hug your navel in. From there, carry that power, rotate your chest open. Stay purposeful and ground through your feet as you reach up and over. This too shall pass. Stay with your breath. Nice yogis. Your next inhale, you're gonna come out. Shift, sweep that back leg open, like so, and then you're going to sink in your heel. Press your front foot forward, drop, and then again you can lift and lower, but we want to get into that nice inseam and lengthen the inner thigh. Inhale, come up. Make your way into a lunge position, top of the mat. Left hand plants. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky, and then notice if that right hip is lifted. Go ahead and lower it. Rotate the under left side of the ribs towards the inner right thigh, and then reach the right fingertips up. Lean them back ever so slightly. Your next exhale, release your right hand to the mat, unwind. Inhale, step it back, high plank. Left side, side plank, rotate over. Your next exhale, lower down, high plank. Catch breath here. Exhale to lower. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, lower. Inhale, push up, tabletop or plank. Exhale to downward facing dog. Body's open, getting that extension action along through the body. Bottom of your next exhale, top the mat, forward fold. Melt your chest towards your inner thighs. Take your feet a little bit wider, bend your knees. And then you're gonna walk, turn your fingertips to face behind you, and then walk your heart in towards your thighs. Take gorilla pose, walk on your hands, bend your elbows, pour your chest closer. You can bend your knees in this variation too. Use your feet to kind of work into those hip creases, or those wrist creases, excuse me. Okay, go ahead and release your hands. Heel toe back into a hip stance. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's get into that side body. Inhale, take your right arm up and overhead. You can place your left hand on your hip or keep it long. Bend both knees and then reach your right arm up and overhead. I want you to bow into this side body, and we're gonna take a variation and just open up. And rotate down, open, and rotate back. And then reach and straighten your arm and see if you can straighten your both legs. Lean over. Inhale, right arm brings you up into center. Exhale, release. Opposite side. Inhale, take your left arm up. Again, yogi's choice, either grabbing the left outer hip or hand to the right side. You'll lean over to the right, nice bowing. You can rotate your heart open so the left side of your chest faces towards the sky. And then you can rotate back down and open. And come back into center. Reach a little bit more through those left fingertips. Bow a little bit more in those left ribs. Feel the breath moving in between each rib. Your next inhale brings you up. Left arm lifts. Exhale, lower. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Come onto your seat. Boat pose, Navasana. Take your hands behind your knees. Now, if this is really a strong practice of yours, feel free to ditch the hands and keep them out wide. But we're gonna wrap the shoulders down, squeeze the shoulder blades together, keep the chest lifted, and then challenge yourself by lifting the chin. Now, straighten your legs-ish, however much you'd like. Chest stays lifted. We're going to take a mild twist. So the left hand comes to the left hip, right hand to the outer left knee. Exhale to unwind. Opposite side. Exhale to unwind. 2 more each side. And working into re-strengthening our center. Keeping the chest lifted, making sure that when we move from the connection from our heart, from our source, and we do what needs to be done that is right for us. It allows us to move the energy outward that is not ours while we can still interact, stay connected. Breathe. Nice, yogis. And release. Sweep your legs back behind you. We're gonna weave it all together when you are ready. Cow pose, drop it, lift your chest, drop the belly. And then exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, take your left leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, come to a knee to the nose. Straighten, inhale. And then wrap it open, wild thing. Inhale, take your left leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through. Lunge position. Extended side angle. 3 full breaths. Inhale, take your arm up and overhead. Your next exhale, release your hand, pivot, wide leg forward fold. Yogi's choice, you can take a twist, planting your left hand down, lifting your right arm up, or bow your head into center and just relax, hang on to your forearms. For those of you in the twist, exhale to unwind. We'll all meet in the folded variation of wide leg forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, triangle pose. You're gonna pivot your front foot. And then you're gonna rotate your left torso over your left thigh. And then lift yourself up. Reach the right arm up. Anchor into the back heel. Really push your back foot towards the back of the mat. Lengthen the left shoulder away from the left hip. Soft bend in that front knee if you have a tendency to lock your joints. 2 full breaths. Feel the nice extension, the opening along the side body, the strength in your legs. Your next exhale, lower the right hand. Top hand comes down to the inner front foot. You might need to shorten your back stance. Inhale, take your left arm up. Revolve triangle or twisted triangle. Now this is really going to work into that outer left hip, so stay with it. Your next exhale, slowly lower. Lift your back heel up, come into a lunge position. Side plank, this time shifting onto the right. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Left arm up. Now your variation, you can take your tree or touch your toe to your inner thigh, or just lift into that bowed variation. Exhale, high plank, catch breath. Your next exhale, upward dog or cobra, yogi's choice. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. You're doing wonderful, yogis. Finishing off this standing series of extensions and twists. Inhale. Exhale, let everything out. Big toes to touch. Inhale, take your right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, round in. Inhale, take your right leg high. Exhale, wild thing. Lift your right arm up, reach up and over. Your next inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step it through, lunge, top of the mat. Set up for extended side angle, back heel down, inhale. Lift the left arm up and overhead. Now, classic variation or a deeper expression of the posture. Little to no weight on that elbow. One more breath. Nice, yogis. Go ahead and rotate your top arm down. Pivot into a wide leg forward fold. You can grab your ankles, stay on your forearms. Now again, if you want the twist, the right hand underneath your face, left arm up. Two more breaths. For those of you that are in a twist variation, follow the exhale to unwind, and then we'll all meet in this forward fold for one breath together. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Pivot your front foot. Walk yourself over to stack your ribs over the right thigh. Inhale, lift your left arm up to the sky. Create more space between the right shoulder and the right hip, so the bottom shoulder. Nice, yogis. Your next exhale, rotate that top hand, left hand down, making your way into a triangle twist. Hug your front hip back, sweep your right arm up to the sky. So you're gonna keep hugging that front hip in, squeezing it again, working that outer hip. Your next exhale, release your hand down. Come back into a lunge position, side plank to the left. Pivot up and over side plank. Last one. Again, your variations, you can bring your toe to the thigh or take that nice bowed variation. One more breath. Your next exhale, high plank, catch breath here. And then the next exhale, moving through cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Wonderful, yogis. Come onto your knees. Make your way onto your back. Hug your thighs into your chest. Rotate them around. Hook your left ankle on top of your right knee for a reclined figure 4. Hands either behind the right thigh or on top of the right knee. Hug your shin, left shin towards your chest. Now go ahead and drop that left knee open. So the left knee and left thigh will come onto the floor, onto the mat on the left side. It's like a quasi twist. And switch it out, opposite side. Right ankle on top of the left knee. Flex your foot. Hug your right shin towards your chest. Hands either on top of the left knee or behind the left thigh. All right, go ahead and drop your right knee and right thigh off to the right side. Still in that figure 4. And shoulders are flat on the mat. Inhale, come into center. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice good squeeze. And then plant the soles of your feet down onto your mat, preparing for bridge pose or Viparita Karasana. All right, heels are hip distance apart. Walk them a little bit. Make sure you don't tickle your heels. Sometimes that will shorten your stance. Press down through your heels. Shimmy the shoulder blades together, chin away from chest. Push down your heels, lift your hips up a little bit higher. Another shimmy, draw those shoulder blades in to kiss, chin away from chest. You can stay here in bridge pose, hands onto the mat, supported variation with your hands behind your hips, or to move into Viparita Karani, place your hands behind your hips, the back of the hips, and then lift one leg up and then the opposite leg. And you're gonna take it to an angle, so you're almost going to rotate your hands and just hold the back of your hips and the top of your glutes, your buttocks. And your legs will kind of, let's say, just a nice angle, but they're straight. This is a nice restorative posture. For those of you who'd like, you can take a hovered plow, which means your legs are straight, but your knees stack directly over your eyes or your forehead, but your toes don't touch the floor. Your next exhale, whichever variation you're in, will slowly lower. Inhale, if you're in plow, come up, and then gently lower down. Hug your knees in one last time. Rock onto your seat, and we'll finish out with Paschimottanasana before Shavasana. Lift your sits bones up. Take your arms up overhead. Nice long inhale. Deep exhale, bow forward. Drop your head down. Press the thighs into the mat and just melt any tension. Return into this coming into yourself. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, roll onto your back for Shavasana, corpse pose. Release the jaw. Nice to share this extensions and twist class with you. I hope you feel invigorated, reconnected to your center, and of course, ready to take on the world. This is a fun class to move the vitality around and reconnect with your own power. It is an honor to guide you. Namaste.